Here we are again. Here we are again. Here we are again. Here we are. Here we are again, gathered. It's another floor, another club, another place, another dance, another think, another moment, another space, another time, another outfit. Here we are again. Here we are. Here we are again. It's another move, another dance, another throw your hands up in the air, everybody, another scream, another spiritual awakening, another drink in your hand. Here we are again. Here we are. Here we are again. It's another I love you, another I need you, another I want you here for the rest of my life, another heartbreak, another try again, or another please take me back, another I want you back, another I still love you, let's do it again. Here we are again. Here we are again. Here we are. Here we are again. It's another new song you've never heard before, playing through your ears. It's another moment where you're sitting in the office thinking about the million things that you could be doing. Here we are again, doing this again, living again, doing it again, feeling a little bit different. Here we are again. It's another day where you have risen to conquer and succeed. And when you do, you conquer and succeed again. And when you do, you conquer and succeed again. Here we are again. Here we are again. Here we are. On the same floor, standing next to people we do not know, wearing another outfit, having planned this for weeks. We are now gathered here today with spiritual, enlightened vibrations and wokeness that we've never felt. Here we are again on this floor. And we look at each other, we don't know who we are. Look at each other, we don't know who we are. Look at each other, we don't know who we are. But all we know that we are here again, doing this. And we're doing it right. Here we are again. Here we are. Here we are again. Gathered. Here we are again. Here we are. Here we are again. Gathered. Here we are again. Here we are. Here we are again. Gathered. Here we are again. Here we are. Here we are again. Gathered. Here we are again. Here we are. Here we are again, gathered. It's another floor, another club, another place, another dance, another think, another moment, another space, another time, another outfit. Here we are again. Here we are. Here we are again. It's another move, another dance, another throw your hands up in the air, everybody, another scream, another spiritual awakening, another drink in your hand. Here we are again. Here we are. Here we are again. It's another I love you, another I need you, another I want you here for the rest of my life, another heartbreak, another try again, or another please take me back, another I want you back, another I still love you, let's do it again. Here we are again. Here we are again. Here we are. Here we are again. It's another new song you've never heard before, playing through your ears. It's another moment where you're sitting in the office thinking about the million things that you could be doing. Here we are again, doing this again, living again, doing it again, feeling it a little bit different. Here we are again, it's another day where you've risen to conquer and succeed. When you do, you conquer and succeed again. And when you do, you conquer and succeed again. Here we are again. Here we are again. Here we are on the same floor, standing next to people we do not know, wearing another outfit, having planned this for weeks. We are now gathered here today for spiritual, enlightened vibrations and wokeness that we've never felt. Here we are again on this floor. We look at each other, we don't know who we are. Look at each other, we don't know who we are. Look at each other, we don't know who we are. But all we know that we are here again, doing this. And we're doing it right. Here we are again. Here we are. Here we are again.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. And yes, here we are again on Everything House Music. I thought I'd start off with that song because personally for me, it's got two amazing South African exports in terms of house music. It has Lazarus Man, who's a terrific vocalist, lyricist, songwriter, who has made music across the globe and was also a part of the Grammy award-winning album from now I'm forgetting, but yeah, this year, he was a part of a Grammy award-winning album. So I had to play this song. And that is remixed Nutty Nys. Our guest today on Everything House Music. Shout out to everyone who's already here. Thank you so much. We feel honored, we feel blessed that you're here joining us on this Tuesday. There is some World Cup soccer playing. Hopefully everyone is enjoying. But now we're just gonna be heading straight into some house music conversations with our guest, of course, Nutty Nys. So thank you for coming through. It's gonna be another grand and amazing Tuesday as we always do it. Everyone is always welcome to grab the mic. Please do not be shy. Do not be ever shy to come and grab the mic on Everything House Music. Want to be a part of the conversation? Please come through, grab the mic. If perhaps you'd like to share to give your flowers to our guest, please do come through, grab the mic. But if you are not able to grab the mic, then you can use the comment section, the suggestion box, which is on your bottom right. You can share your comment there or your question, and we will share it with our guest tonight, who is Nutty Nys. But before I go too far, there's an intro of Everything House Music that I need to play, and perhaps Nutty Nys has never even heard it, and perhaps he might make a song of it. We'll never know. But
Everything House Music, propelling sounds with meaning, delivering on emotions that lack feeding. Intact, your souls have no peeling. Everything House Music, casting spells on unlearned beings, bringing them to the underground. These are grooves that are worthy. House music is where it's at, believe me. Everything House Music.
And there you have it. House music is where it's at. Believe me, definitely. So before I go to our guest, before we test the mic of Nutty Nys, Lloyd Inja, how you doing? Are you good? Lloyd, Vodacom, is up today? Okay, we'll come back to Lloyd. Seems like is occupied right now. But let me give the mic to our guest tonight. Let's test his mic. Mr. Nutty Nys, welcome to Everything House Music.
Hey man, what's up? Okay, can you hear me?
Yes,
Am
I
I
can
coming
hear
through?
you loud and clear, yes.
Great. Lloyd, I think Lloyd is watching the soccer.
If it is, it's done. It's done for now.
No man, thank you for having me. Like I like what you guys are doing. I've been following the deep house space, and when I do get the time to, I check out everything house music. So thank you very much for having me, bro.
It's an honor. It's a complete honor. We couldn't have ended the year, I think, without having you on Everything House Music. So where we can delve further about this amazing career that you've had. So it's an honor from us, Bonga Tina, for you for taking your time out during perhaps an evening when you could be doing music or something else. So Bonga Tina, cool.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And you're right. I've got a mountain of work that I need to get through, but so when I got it's got to be done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. No, thank you,
Yeah,
Mr. Natinas. Okay, let's test the
sure.
mic. Yeah, Lloyd. I think now he's back. Lloyd.
Proper. You know, my mic is always
There you
proper.
go.
Problem is that, yeah, problem is that my phone was on the other side, guys. So I came running to reply, cause I know Voxman will talk for like first 15 minutes. You know him, just like this. So I was like, hey, let me just go grab water in the kitchen. Gandhi he's gonna call me. But yeah, thanks Nutty Nys for pulling through. We know nine euro when you can't say no. You can't say no to our spaces. I know when um Nini Maluk's cool affair. I know these hot months will never say no. Hence we are
No,
closing the year with you guys.
no, you know why? I think having worked in radio for a long time behind the scenes, I understand how important airtime is and how expensive airtime is and how important each and every bit of airtime you get, especially where it matters, where it's relevant. I understand how important that is. You know what I mean? So I don't take such things lightly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the other thing I highlighted with Voxman, I think after the deep house space we were on a call, and I mentioned that not every producer that comes to the space will share the space, will share maybe the fly or the poster that we did, and say, guys, I'll be here on the space. Come through. You are the only guys, the one I've mentioned. The others
Yeah.
do share, but you guys make sure that you put it all throughout your platforms, your Twitter, your Facebook, your Instagram, and I think that's one thing that I've noticed, and I differentiate you guys with these other ones. Yeah, bro. I think they don't
Yeah, because I
understand.
think yeah, the effort that you guys are putting into this thing, needs to be supported in all the ways that we can. So I mean, sharing a flyer, dog, it's not work. You know what I mean? You just share a flyer, and whatever little it can do to help build the platform. Man, hey, do you know what I mean? So I think that's the least we can do, really.
Yeah, and I think quite very few of them. I think our Empower, G Keys. I think they're the only ones I see on space that I've actually shared when they were gonna be here on the platform. But yeah, Papa Lesedi, let me give you the mic. How are you?
What's up, Lloyd? I'm good and you, sir?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm okay. Foxman, how you doing, bro?
Good night, I'm all good. How are you doing on this Tuesday?
I'm okay. Like, they're gonna lay load shedding, so the power just got back now. So I was cut off earlier on. But all is well.
And you've been waiting for the space.
I have, like you, I have. I mean, you, Utore Lenyora, a legend. I think I've been following Nutty Nys the longest, you know. Nutty Nys twice as nice, I think. He used to
Yeah.
yeah, like way back YFM days and whatnot, right? So can I
Sure.
questioning Yana for the Hotman. Abu Timbil Ugandat.
Ke monate boss, wena o reng?
I
Sure.
just want to know. Wanted to know what prompted this whole production overhaul. I call it an overhaul because Natina Sokumuklan no compared to Nkamudira, it's a totally different person. I love the like the new sound that you have. I just want to know what's your approach when it comes to sampling. I've been listening to music the longest, right? Sample ke tshwara speed, but your samples are very hard to actually tell, you know. So you can tell how a different approach when you're sampling. You don't make it quite obvious. Sugula one. So I just wanted to know what's your thought process when it comes to sampling. Because I think the only sample that I got from you, yeah, sorry.
No, continue. Sorry to cut you off. Continue.
Oh yeah, no, the only sample that was apparent, call your previous song. I think nearly I was aspirant Stingley on the vocals. I'm not quite sure what's the song title. I think we spoke about it hype on the timeline. So I just wanted to know, fella, what's your thought process when it comes to sampling? What musical what door do you actually use when it comes to production and whatnot? You know, so that's what I wanted to ask you.
Okay, cool. So let me tackle the first question. I think when it comes to as far as the production overhaul, as you put it, is concerned, I think ever since I started with producing house music, you know, I'd like to believe that not much has changed really in terms of the. I think the influence one and the approach to how I put together my music. Yes, look, Nkamudira was an anomaly, you know, in a sense that, you know, sonically, it was a bit different from what I've been doing, you know, and it just got way too big, and a lot of people got introduced to me via that song, you know, and a lot of people, I think they only know me because of that song. You know what I'm saying? So it might seem that what I'm doing now is pretty much something new, but sonically, really, if you check out the album from which Nkamudira's taken, Vintage Love, I mean the rest of the music there, I'd like to think that, you know, sonically, sort of like resembles what I'm doing now. You're right. Maybe now what I'm doing is a bit more refined because I mean over the years you grow, you learn, you know. But so sonically, there hasn't much that I've done to change the sound or to introduce a new sound. I hope that makes sense. You know what I mean? You there?
Yes, I'm still here. No,
Yeah. So and I think if you check out other, Vintage Love was my first album, and the other albums after that, you know, there was. No, Vintage Love was not my first album. House on Fire was my first album, and it's a pity that I don't even have any of those songs anymore, except for Khomotsa Ntate, which I have on vinyl.
Classic.
Yeah, and Umtali, the Umtali that's on that album, I don't have. You know, look, it's
Another
just bad.
classic.
Yeah, it's just bad archiving, really. But you know, I think the sound hasn't changed much over the years. It has improved. It has gotten better, I think. But otherwise, the basis of it is still the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to get to your second question about the thought process when it comes to sampling, you know, I think sampling is just one of the tools that I have in my production arsenal. You know, I never approach creating a song the same way. You know, sometimes it will be, I'll have this melody that I have in my mind, and then I'll build music around it, or I have a vocalist with me, and then we build something around that, or I start with the drums, or maybe I heard this great piece of music, and I think that, you know, I can do something with it. That's where the sampling comes in. You know, like I've always said, I'm a huge fan of hip hop. I'm a huge fan of Dilla. I'm a huge fan of rock. You know what I mean? So all those guys, you know, I'm a huge fan of Kanye. I mean, when it comes to sampling, he's amazing, and there's a lot of people who do it well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for me, you know, it's just another way of expressing creativity. Two, it's another way of paying homage to the people who created music before me, you know, before us. And it's not only about sampling old music. What I sometimes do is that I would create a piece of music and then resample that. You know what I mean? Just chop it down, break it down, stretch it, pitch it up and down. You know, just because I think, you know, as a creator, and I think most creators who are listening will agree with me, is that you tend to get into I think a production block or rut where you're just doing one thing over and over again. So it's key for me, one, to listen to a variety of music, to try out different things. You know, just today I was just going through just sounds that I have on the VST that I use, which is Arturia. You know what I mean? Just because I mean, listen to different things spark different things. You know, so you never know where inspiration comes from. You know, so sampling is just one of the things that I use to create my music. Yeah. And as far as the DAW is concerned, I mean, I use Cubase, but more and more, I find that now I tend to use a Reaper more and more because it sort of like reminds me of a DAW called Acid that I used to use back in the day. You know, so for me, I find it easy to use, really. You know, but mainly when it gets down to just maybe mixing and mastering, I'm on Pro Tools, but the part where I create, chop and lay out samples or record music is on Reaper, really.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I don't have a lot of questions. I just wanted to ask you that, like, based on sampling, what's your approach? And
Yeah, and
just
it's
one more.
wide, you know. You know, I
Yeah.
think so. Sorry, man. And so sampling is wide. Sampling is not only about taking music that was there before and repurposing it. You know, the
Right.
moment you use a plugin that has a keyboard or bass in it or whatever, you're using a sample. You know, so I think most people just tend to overlook the fact that sampling is broad. It's not just about you know, repurposing or reinterpreting music that was recorded before into
Way
your
back.
song. Yeah, yeah.
Uh, yeah, but anyway, thank you so much for the music. Wish you many more years. You know, bless
Uh,
us with with some more music. That's
no,
it from me.
thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate every tweet and every retweet that you do. I really appreciate that,
100%.
man. Yeah, yeah.
It's all love. Take care, man.
All up, boss.
Thank you.
Sure.
No, shout out to Papa said. I saw today he jumped in quite quickly. He never does
Yeah.
this. He never does this. But I guess today we've got a special guest in hand, and that's why he did that. But before I carry on, before I exhaust my voice, I'd like to share the mic with our other co-captain on Everything House Music, Miss LP. Let's hear how she's doing. Miss LP, good evening.
Good evening. Hi, everybody. How you doing?
What's up?
Oh good, Miss
Hello,
LP.
mama.
Good, good. Can I just say, I don't know what's going on, but I'm really not feeling well, right? And I just feel like, I don't know what it is, if it's change of season or what's going on, but something's just in the air and it's not working with me. But as terrible as I'm feeling, I literally forced myself to get onto this platform today because yeah. Firstly, Papa said, in fact, I think he unfortunately said something that I really wanted to say, and he just went ahead of me. Thanks, Lloyd. But I wanted to really just say, I really wanted to say Nutty Nice twice as nice. Like, I wish I was the one to say that first because I just feel like this man, and sorry, I'm not trying to go into like age and stuff or specifics of that, but I feel like yo was kulisile, you know. So just to give you a bit of history, right? We used to go to banking parties at some point, and I just feel like this man really shaped a lot of our upbringing, and I really appreciate you for that. So thank you. And then also, yeah, I think it's really just such a pleasure and an honor more than anything else to really have you on this platform and to get to really just share, I think, wisdom with you, or rather, you share wisdom with us, and really just getting to know you a lot better than what we know in terms of the music. And you'll see with some of the questions that I usually ask, I'm one of those people who really are about substance. So it might not necessarily just be about music and the technicalities
Yeah,
of music, but the other things around music. So please just
bring
bear
it
with me.
on.
Yes, I can't wait. So yeah. And again, I'm having a little bit of a fan moment. So guys, all please bear with me. Do you want me to get into the questions right away, Voxman?
Yes, yes, please. Seeing that you're in the fan moment, please go ahead.
Like I'm having a moment. Let me calm myself down. But yeah, so I think for now, I'm gonna ask three questions. Taking into account where, in fact, let me rather ask you this first. Just listening
Mhm.
to you speaking, right? And I've mentioned the substance thing. It sounds like there's either an educational background of some sort, whether it's from a musical educational background or just educational background in general, right? If you can maybe just talk us a little bit more, talk us through that in terms of what your educational background is and how do you feel that it shaped you as not only a brand but a producer?
Okay, cool. So it's a pretty wide question. So I'll start. I think when it comes to what I studied post matric, I studied chemistry at the Valtech, and the thing is, how it all happened was that beginning of the year, I had to study something. I didn't really plan to look. It wasn't my dream to go into chemistry, but the beginning of the year, I had to study something, and I remember back then. Um, the marketing faculty was all full. It was oversubscribed. What else was there? So I think that there was a choice between either biological sciences or chemistry, and I just opted for chemistry. I wasn't too bad at school. You know what I mean? So that's what I studied. In tertiary, I didn't complete it because I remember it came time for me to go into to go do my practicals. I think the music bug it just was just overwhelming at the time, and that's when I really started working at a studio, and I think that the music thing really took off, and then radio came, and that was that. So as far as formal schooling is concerned, that's it. But otherwise, I think I read everything. Every chance I get, I just read. There's so much you grasp from reading, from listening, from talking to people. And I've done courses post that. I've done stuff in digital marketing. I'm now pursuing um, qualification in programming, computer programming, because that's always been a passion of mine, and I think I've got the aptitude for it. And I think for me it's exciting because I mean, in my mind I can see where entertainment and just computer science comes together, and for me that's exciting. So I'm pursuing that because I want to be more. I think I want to be more. Yeah, be more well versed in that as well. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, pretty much. That's interesting. I'm in
Yeah.
my mind. I'm trying to. I guess maybe when you conceptualize it, you get it. So maybe you can explain it a little bit better. When you
Mm.
refer to the programming and the music, and that bridge between the two, how do you see those two merging?
Yo, dude, like how do I see those two not merging? I mean, it's so exciting. Just the other day, I think it was Gojo Agusa. One of his posts on Facebook he was commenting on how artificial intelligence might affect the
Mm,
music industry the way it has affected the art industry. And
mm,
and for me, that's just how much how essential being able to converse in the language of computers is, because it affects everything, brother, like
100%.
everything, whether it comes to analytics to strategy to creating new product. It's everywhere, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And now with crypto again, with blockchain, it's everywhere. So when we're looking at the future of the ownership of your intellectual property and where blockchain comes in, you know what I mean? So
Mm.
it's everywhere, bruh.
I think we should leave it there because when you start touching on IR and goodness, and AI and all of that stuff, like wangkotla. So let's leave it at that for now because we're gonna start boring the masses. So I think just going back a bit, okay. So basically taking into account where the country is musically, right?
Yeah.
Who and what kind of audience are you trying to reach currently? Because again, I think Papa Lesego also mentioned it in terms of your music kind of from again, your more old souls. Your music has kind of shifted and changed a little bit, or to a great degree. So, who are you trying to reach out to currently? Understanding also, or looking, take into account where music is currently.
So what do you mean by where music is currently in the country? Because that's a
Okay,
bit broad. Yeah.
yeah.
Are you
So
talking about house music in particular, or?
So both house music, but I think let me rather say house music and it going into different ventures. So speaking about your pianos, the fact that the country rather is moving more into your Afro house. Just we growing, I think, in terms of music, right? Really tapping into different types of music. So that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out is where do you kind of see yourself fitting in all of that?
Um. Okay. I think when I set out to create music, man, for me it's a very selfish thing and it's a very personal thing. I'm trying to achieve a particular feeling or a particular mood with my music. You know what I mean? So
Mm,
so I'm not blind to what's happening around me. I think that'd be stupid. But for me, I think what I'm chasing is a particular feeling in my music and a particular mood, and I think that will attract my tribe. And I think so far it has done that. I haven't even scratched the surface, but I think it's starting to do that. You know what I mean? And I mean, what's happening with our music is fascinating. It's exciting, But as far as I'm concerned, and what I am doing, for me, it starts with a song that I'm comfortable with, that I'm happy with, and that I like. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And then I put it out there, and then and it will resonate with the people that it's meant to resonate with. And so far it's done that. You know what I mean? I'm here now.
Very
So
well. More
yeah,
importantly,
yeah.
yeah, and it kind of also to a certain degree, I'd say it kind of goes into the next, leads me to the next question about
Yeah.
longevity. As I said, geez, we all know you've been here for eons and eons. So just
Jeez, man, I'm not
maybe
that
if you,
old.
I know, right now,
Yeah.
it's a bit of a stretch, but how do you
No, no,
feel
I
that
get
you've
you.
been able to remain, I think, relevant? You've kind of touched on it, but maybe if you can just expand a little bit on that.
I think again, relevance is pretty subjective. You know what I mean? Am I relevant to everyone, or am I relevant to people who are into soulful house music or quote unquote deep? So I guess it's subjective, but again, it's just for me. It goes back to doing what I love, number one, because that's important for me. Doing what I'm happy with, and just putting it out there and doing whatever I can to put it in front of as many people as possible, and then the people will decide, man.
Mm.
Really, yeah.
The ones that don't get it, they'll hop on board as we go along. Otherwise, we're leaving them behind. And just one last thing for now.
Yeah.
Any particular music inspirations, whether it's producers, vocalists, anything to that effect?
Yo, do you have the whole day?
Listen, we'll take over, Voxman. We're taking over. You've got all the time you need.
No, yeah, there's a whole bunch of them, dog. I mean, jazz, soul music for me is number one. Hip hop is also right up there. I love folk music. I love Mpakanga. I love
Hmm.
Begumuzi Ntuli. That's my shit, dog. I love country music. Because I think there's so much soul in country music. It's not funny. You know what I mean? So there's so many, man. Like. You know the spaces that Volksman has on Sundays, the jazz requests, you know, the request, the playlist there, you know, that's my kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's vast, you know, but I think top of the list it will be jazz, soul. You know, it's you know I love the musicality of gospel music. You know, I think it's so rich. But again, it comes from, you know, the spirituals. It comes from the blues. It comes from rhythm and blues. You know, so I think I think those genres are my handlers when it comes to just inspiration. You know, I mean,
Wow.
I love I love ooh, um what's her name, man? The name is escaping me, but she's a South African jazz singer. I forgot her name. It will come to me. I love what Tandintuli is doing. I love what Bokani Dai is doing. I love Sibusile
Mm.
Xaba and of course your Duduzo Makatini. You know, so
Mm.
the list is huge. Right now, I'm listening to there's a 20-year-old, I think 22-year-old American soul singer. His name is Q, I think. I think he does amazing stuff, man. And sonically, his music sounds so old, you know. And for me, it speaks to me, you know. So that's what I'm listening to now. Yeah,
Interesting. Quite a vast. Jeez.
yeah.
You know when you ask for a nail and then the person just gives you the entire body. So thank you for that. Really appreciate it. And again, I really just appreciate how you articulate, you know, music and how music makes you feel. I almost feel like if you close your eyes, I go on a journey with you while you're explaining, you know, again, the different types of music that you're into and. So really appreciate that.
Thank you
Voxman,
very much.
thanks. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Huh?
And that's Miss LP, the wonderful co-captain of Everything House Music, and she's also a DJ, by the way. So if you're looking for a DJ, an amazing DJ, please call her up. You can check our Instagram out. You can check some of her videos out. Hey, Shine number, I'm so thank you, Miss LP. Before I go, because this space is for fans, and supporters of the music. Please, if you're in the space and you'd like to be a part of the conversation, if you'd like to ask, perhaps for the very first time, and talk to Nutty Nys, i-chance ikhona, igcwele kabuhlungu. We've got another hour and more than 20 minutes or so of the space. We're going to end at 10. So the opportunity is here for you to come through and grab the mic. Sengisikhulume kakhulu mina this year. Hey, sengikhulume kakhulu big time. But so if you're in the space, please be glad to come and grab the mic. But for now, let me give the mic to Lloyd. I know he's also a vivid lover and a vivid fan of Nutty Nys. So Lloyd and Ja, the platform is yours, and Ja.
For sure, for sure. Hey, Branati,
Sure.
I want you to tell this upcoming, sorry, they must utilize their social media. Go on or TikTok, man.
Oh yeah, it's fascinating. I mean, social media is fascinating, and the thing is, you know, each platform has its own um, it has its own character. So what you usually can do on TikTok, you can't really do that well on, say, Facebook or vice versa, or on Instagram. You know, and I think, you know, as far as TikTok is concerned, you know, it's an amazing opportunity for music discovery. You know, you don't need to be dancing. You don't need to be posting funny videos. You know, you don't need to, you know, for you to optimize it. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just another opportunity to just try and find you, or for the tribe to find you. You know what I'm saying? So it's fascinating for me.
So combining Twitter, combining Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, how are they helping
Mm.
you in terms of your sales on your music on your website?
Look, you know, one good thing about technology and where we are now is that the analytics can help you determine or pinpoint exactly where each and every hit comes from. You know, so I can track that. Okay, this hit that resulted in this sale came from, say, Facebook. There's something called attribution. So you can attribute a sale to a particular touch point or a particular point of origin. So you can track that. Okay, from what I posted on Facebook, it got so many hits, and from these hits, such a percentage came from this platform, and then that converted into a sale. You know what I mean? So yeah, so it's crazy how everything is just there for us to fully one get into it, utilize it, and just abuse it, really.
Yeah, so I wanted to find out that what's the advantage of having to sell your own music on your own website? What is that number one advantage for you?
One, it helps you build your fan base, your true fan base, and not that the others are not true, but I think some of the people that buy or on my website, I know them by name. You know what I mean, and I form a relationship with them, so that's very important. One, two, you get to know clearly who is buying, where they're from, how old they are, and what device they're using to get onto my platform. You know what I mean? And what other things that they're into. So if you were to maybe strategize a campaign, then you have all the analytics in front of you. You know who the audience is, you know where they are. Then it's easier for me to customize the messaging and the advertising. So of course there's the direct sales. I get the money now. There's not too many middlemen. And don't get me wrong, DSPs are still very important. It's still very key to be on all the other platforms, but I know that having your own platform is important in this day and age, because from there you can launch into other things, man. You have the intelligence to really know your audience past just likes and comments and shares. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. So what advice would you give to like an upcoming producer who would want to venture into this route of having to sell their own music? Because there's a lot of people who are selling directly, direct
Yeah.
purchases, and it's ruining their work, because it happens that if they sell a song to certain people, those people act
Mm.
like they have exclusives, and they also sell the music. It's like I'm buying music from you and then I'm gonna sell it to somebody else as if I got the exclusive strictly from you. So what advice would you give to such people?
So look, and I've always wanted to understand this further. But this day and age, if you pose a question, especially on social media, there are just people waiting. The keyboard warriors just waiting to misinterpret what you say. So, but I've always wondered how this model really works in terms of direct purchases, because I really can't comment on it at length, because I just don't understand how it works. And I'm hoping I can be schooled on this platform as to how it actually works, because for me, exclusive means that if I sell this to you as an exclusive, it means that for a particular period of time, only you have this. Only you have the right to, you have the exclusive right to exploit what I've sold to you. So if, say, an artist sells one song for, say, 150 as an exclusive, how does it make sense business wise? You know what I mean? Because I mean, at the end of the day, if you are there to sell stuff, it means that you are hoping for a monetary incentive. So I don't know how it works. Okay, Labon. So I know that I was talking to Nini Malux, actually. We talk about this almost every time. I know that somewhere that there's a someone is making money from these exclusives, but I just don't know how it works, because from my limited understanding of it, it doesn't make sense to sell someone an exclusive for them to be the only people to have that song for, let's say, a month or two. Then how do I fully monetize it? You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that someone can school me as far as exclusives is concerned, because maybe I'm missing out on on income generation here. I don't know, but that's one. So two, as you asked about the advice I would give to upcoming producers, you don't need to have your own platform. I'll highly recommend it, but you don't need to have it. I mean, there's so many. I mean, Facebook is powerful. Instagram, TikTok is powerful. If you can just find the time to put all those together and pay attention to it, I think that they're extremely powerful. I mean, Bandcamp is powerful. Bandzoogle is there to help artists. So you don't need to do it, but if you are gonna do it, just make sure you I think pay attention to it and just invest time in it. You know what I mean?
Tango. So basically, with regards to direct pitches, what we do is that maybe we'd approach you as Nutty Nys, that you're selling your songs and all. Like, man, Nutty Nys, I heard you playing this song yesterday at this event. What's that song? You're like, no, this is my song. I'm like, oh, how can we get it? I'm like, I know I'm selling it 50 rand, right? One song.
Sure.
And but I have a package. So if you're buying 3 songs, I can give you 3 songs for 100 bucks. If you're buying 4 songs, can be 120, you know? And then
Okay.
every month, we know that Nutty Nys produces at least 8 to 10 songs every month that we can come and purchase. So you're building up a database in a sense that if someone has purchased a song from you before, you put them under a certain broadcast list, whereby when
Mm-hmm.
you have a new music, you send the samples to all these people who have purchased songs from you before, and then these people then listen to the samples. I'm like, okay, I like the song, I like the song. Can you please sell me these 3 songs? But it is usually DJs who actually go and purchase these direct purchase. We do purchase also, although
Mm.
Rana, we are not okay. Well, me, I'm not a DJ. We do purchase the music to support the producers. If they say, hey, I have a package up here now for the month of March or for the month of May, I'm like, okay, no, send the songs. I'll evaluate you the amount, and then you know that okay, I only want 5 songs, or I only want 10 songs, and possibly your 10 songs like 250. Then I'm gonna give you 250, and then I'll just listen to the songs on my own. You'll never hear them anywhere else besides um besides the space, besides studio spaces, and that's the only time we're gonna play it once, and then we're moving, you know unless if he I was
Mm.
a DJ, unless if I was a DJ, and then I was gonna play the songs at my gigs and all those things. And yeah, so that's how
Oh, okay.
they
So
operate.
also it's not like literally exclusive in the literal sense. It's just
No,
direct purchases. So that's what
it's
it is.
direct purchases, and the songs are not released, so they are timed exclusive because they're not released. So if someone is gonna play
Yet.
the song,
Oh,
it's gonna
okay.
be like, I've never heard this song. Whose remix is this? No, this is Tima Deep. Oh, nice. Though then it's an exclusive because of no one has ever heard of the song and it's not released. You know. So that's how it
Aha,
works.
okay. Okay,
Yeah.
no, it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. So I think now for me, what was confusing or what I didn't understand fully was the exclusive part. Because for me, it meant that if you're saying exclusive, then no one else must have it, for this amount of time. So now the way you explained it makes sense. Makes perfect sense.
For sure. Last time, okay. This is last time last year around this time. Um yeah, this upcoming Friday. It's gonna be 365 days. You're on the deep house space with Inner Soul,
Hmm.
and who was there else?
Yes, I
Um,
remember. I remember the day. Yeah.
yes, yes. I asked you a question about why certain songs they remain on your website, and certain songs you do release them on the DSPs, and
Yeah.
I I kind of forgot your answer. What you answered that day. So I'll ask that question. That'll be my last question. before I give the mic to other speakers. I see we have a lot of speakers today.
Okay.
Why other songs are
Okay, I
on the
know.
website, they don't end up on the DSPs?
Yeah, I remember that question. I remember, and so one, I think that's one of the good things about being an independent is that you can do whatever you want anytime you want. So if I feel like the song is not going on DSP, it's only on my website, and that's that. You know what I mean? But there is a reason. For example, the last two songs that I released, which is For Me and Bees and Things. You know what I mean? As an example, this doesn't apply to all of my releases, but just about these two songs, I don't think that those songs are what you would call traditionally what would be termed house music. For me, they're not house songs. I think they are more disco and funk soul than they are house music, and the audience is far wider than just a house audience. So for me, it makes sense from the onset to just put it out there for everyone to have. That's one. But two, again, at the basis of everything that I'm doing, there's still the platform that I'm building, but with a bigger, a broader picture and plan in mind. So primarily, the point is to drive people to my website because there's a reason for it. So if you can't find something on DSPs, then you can find it on my website. And it's been 2.5 years, I think, and I still know that there's still a lot of work to be covered. There's still a lot of ground to be covered, in as far as just making people, creating awareness. You know what I mean? So there's multiple reasons, but the basis of that, first and foremost, is to drive people to the nicehouse.com. You know what I mean? So DSPs are secondary for me, but they're
100%.
important.
100%. I was asking the question for those who were not there last year, so that you can
Sure.
hear. So on Friday, Nutty, on Friday, we had this young gentleman who started thinking about record labels at the age of 12 years.
Hmm.
Ended up having one from 16 years. And at 18, he had, I think, the 2 albums, 3 EPs released under his own record label. And that name
Yeah.
is Empower RSA, and he's here on the space. Empower, how's it?
Lloyd, how's it, man?
All is good, man. All is good. All is good. The platform is yours.
Okay, no, evening, ladies and gentlemen. Empower RSA here.
Later.
Nutty Nys,
Sure.
you good, my brother?
Give me an idea. What's up?
Great, man. Your music, timeless, man. Timeless, timeless. A specific track that changed my life and actually drew me closer to you will definitely be the reason. Quite a nice track, very, very nice. So I want to base my question back to
Thank you. Thank you, man.
I think it's now Papa Lisedi. He asked about sampling. So when you
Yeah.
sample, for example, I don't know, a gospel song, R&B song, a ballad song, I see that this trend is quite popular now in the house music space in South Africa. The likes of Sculptured Music are doing it, Artwork Sounds and the likes. So my
Mm.
question is, do all these people, go to the labels, clear the samples and so forth, or, is it just uploading the track and just hoping that the labels don't find out, because I speak on behalf of the fact that I also have quite a number of songs whereby I've sampled, but these are songs that I'm not doing anything, I don't release them because I just don't want to go to jail or anything of that sort. So you also as a sampler, you know,
Sure.
let me hear it from
Yeah.
you, do you EQ the
Yeah.
tracks in a way that do you equalize the tracks in a way that they don't hear the sample? What's the way to get around with it? Thank you.
Okay, cool. So your question is quite interesting, and it's important. And a few weeks ago, I think it was at Jazz who touched on what you were asking. So let me start with this. Not all the samples that I use and samples that remember, like I said at the beginning of the conversation, I said that sometimes I create my own samples, but for the times where I use samples that have been created by someone else, I make sure that they are legally cleared and paid for, and they are legal, because I mean, it's look, we are dealing with copyright, and there are very clear rules and guidelines and regulations around copyright, and anything that's done outside of those rules and regulations is illegal. You know what I mean? So an illegal remix is a bootleg. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, here's the thing. I don't think that until your bootleg, starts making millions, I don't think the owners or the labels will come after you. I just don't think they have the range or the means to go after each and every one. But that doesn't make it right. You know what I mean? It really doesn't make it right. I mean, now on Bandcamp, there's just so many quote unquote remixes that I know for a fact are not legit. They are bootlegs. You know what I mean? But they're passed off as remixes. And I know even here at home, there are a lot of guys who do remixes and put them out for downloads. The moment you do something and you distribute it, that's you already infringing on someone's copyright. You know what I mean? So it's not legal, but like I said again, creatively, I get it. I mean, I've done it. I understand. We know that the importance of learning from other disciplines, other artists, other producers. That's important to help you grow as an artist. But the moment you start monetizing or commercializing or making it for your own gain, someone's work without rightfully getting a clearance, then that's not, it's not dope, it's not cool, it's not right. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that answers your question. So the remixes that you have or the samples that you have, just be careful. And like I said before, I don't think the record labels have the means all the time to come after you unless you start making millions. But you don't want to be the example. You know what I mean?
Okay, I don't know if I'm allowed to ask a few more questions.
Go ahead, man.
Kubeka Empower.
Okay, my next question is actually based on the music career, as a whole. For example, you know, um, some of us or many producers, musicians, and so forth would rather base their lives off the music. So, what's it like for an 18-year-old who, wants to do it full time or be in the media space full time, from, radio to the music to the DJ, TV, and so forth, because for example, some of us from back then, this Tabana Nabazali, just because of music, we didn't want anything else. So, like, what's it like? Is it besides profitable, but is there like a solid and vivid future in it?
I think, man, there's a solid future in anything that you put your mind to. You know what I mean? I just find that because arts and music are so personal to everyone, and everyone has an opinion about art, and the barriers to entry to art and music, they're very low to non-existent. So it's easy for anyone to get into it. And sometimes people get into it as a quick money-making scheme or for the cool of it or just, because everyone else is doing it, so it's, yeah, I think if you're not going to be prepared to be in it for the long haul, then you're going to be surprised and not in a good way. So if the arts are your passion, then look, man, go for it, and just make sure that as you would if you were passionate about accounting or you're passionate about business sciences or whatever, or farming. You know what I mean? If you half step it, then you're not gonna get the results. But if you go at it fully, then it will pay off. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Thank you very much. And then my last question is relating to your website. So,
Yeah.
what's the conversion rate like, from getting people, considering the amount of piracy we have in the country, and particularly in the deep and soulful house or house music space in general, what's the conversion rate like? Um, you know,
Yeah, I get you. I'm laughing because the question you're asking is is business insights. I'm not gonna tell you my conversion rate, man. I'm not gonna do that. But what I can tell you is that the amount of hits that I get on a monthly basis, are enough to justify me still being active on the site. So yeah.
Empower, I guess Empower is good. Are you done, brother?
yeah, no, I'm done. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
That's a
bro.
It's a pleasure. We actually had Empower RSA on the Deep House Space this last Friday. Absolutely amazing young man. When he was talking about 18, he was talking about him because he's 18 years old.
Mm,
Actually, he's doing amazing things. That's nice. I want Antoine. I
yeah,
definitely give future. I was telling Lloyd already. If we one day start up a record label, we're signing him first. Definitely. But yeah, shout out
sure.
to Empower RSA. Before
Nice
I
one.
go to other speakers, I just want to go to the suggestion box and just read out a few comments that are there. First one is always behind you, Nana, which is from Boza Mpela. I think Boza Mpela knows you very well. And then she
Yeah,
goes
shout out to
standard.
Boza. Yeah, shout out to her. Very important
Yeah,
person in the music industry. Very important.
I think we need to talk to her too. Lloyd, we need to definitely. And then the next one is, okay, this guy says, Utebza says, no reply to my inbox about bees and things. I asazi kakhulu my inbox lapho, but I guess that's a comment there. And there's a question from Bovungana, Bovungana ka Nomachingela. And he's asking, I don't know if you want to answer this, Mr. Nutty Nys, but what went down between um, you and Lars Berenroth regarding remixing of your song? Something like that.
Yeah, you know, again, because of the nature of Twitter in particular, but social media in general, is that any any little thing can be misinterpreted or misconstrued or used for bad intentions. But I think it suffices to say that there's no beef between me and Lars. I mean, Lars is very opinionated. I'm very opinionated. I didn't agree with one thing. He saw it the other way, and that's that. There's nothing else beyond that. I appreciate, he's pushed my music, and I appreciate that. So it was just one thing that we didn't agree on, and that's that. There's nothing else. You know what I mean? So there's no beef, really.
No, thanks for that. I think yes.
Yeah.
I think he's just is outspoken. He just says
Yeah.
his truth as it is, and a lot of people. I think in SA we're just very sensitive amongst about a very lot of topics. We're just very sensitive. So the minute you say something, and you hit the nerves of a person who disagrees with that notion, all of a
Yeah.
sudden you just become a bad guy. So yeah. But I think Lars,
But
I think
but
Lars is a cool guy.
so sorry, but before you move on, ne, with that said, ne, you and I, Volksman, have never met. So, but from your tweets and from your conversations online, I can determine the kind of the type of character you are, ne? And I think I get it. But I think because of this platform and the positioning you have carved for yourself in as far as house music is concerned. And I know it sucks. I know it really, really sucks. But I think there's room for you to be more aware of how influential your voice is. What I mean is that something that you would say, you know, as your truth, because of where you are now and because of the position that you've carved for yourself, may be misinterpreted. And I don't mean for you to censor yourself or to hold back. And like I said, it sucks, but I think it's important for you to be more aware of the influence that you have, and everything that you say can sway the vote either left or right or straight. So you decide. You know what I mean? So I think it's important. Like I said, it sucks, bro, for you to now think about everyone's feelings or the culture or the love, blah blah blah. But you decided to be here, so you gotta deal with it.
No, absolutely. I've been told more times than not to tone it down. So yeah, but thanks for sharing that. Thanks for sharing that. I think there's a couple of people in the space. Every now and then they come into my team. They're like, "I am fine. You shouldn't have said that." But
Yeah,
thanks for sharing that. Thanks for sharing that.
sure.
Another comment in the space. Juna J is saying, shout out to Nutty Nys for producing great music. I'm a fan. I don't regret buying from his online store. Oh, that's nice. That's cool.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Another one is from Amen. Amen Nkala. Nutty Nys, definitely. I'm one of the people who resonates with the music. The certain mood I feel when I listen to your style. Oh, that's cool.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
And then a question from okay, I can't say her name. I don't want to butcher her name. But the question is, Nutty Nys, would you consider getting an app so we can stream music directly from your platform?
Um, if it makes business sense, then yes, or if maybe it serves a particular strategic objective, then yeah. But otherwise, man, like I said, being independent is important, but DSPs still play a huge role, and maybe yes, Spotify doesn't pay much, YouTube even worse, but the cumulative effect of all the streams and the reach is still important. So an app, yeah, but for streaming music, maybe not now or maybe not ever. But if it serves a particular, so maybe for example, if it was part of my marketing campaign for a new song, and I'm trying to push downloads or trying to drive people to a particular app, then yeah. But otherwise, for me, for now, no, not yet.
And I guess also, that's nice. Just continue from the question. I think us as South Africans, we are not yet perhaps where certain pop artists are, like the likes of Beyonce or Drake, where they just release music and they don't even actually check what streaming is saying. They releasing the music perhaps to tour, or they're releasing their music perhaps to do more rather
Yeah.
than just for downloads. Do you think also? How far ahead are we if you check from your side? Because I think we quite yes, it's a fair blind from recognizing that Uguti, I'm just gonna release the music and I'm gonna go on tour. So it's I'm not really releasing the music because I want people to buy it, but I'm releasing the music because this is my job, this is my career. I have to do this for that other things can also happen.
Yeah, I mean, look, if I'm getting your question clearly, I don't think we are far behind. I mean, yes, now we're talking about house music in particular, but if you look at the South African music landscape in general, people are pulling crazy numbers on DSPs, man. Piano is pulling crazy numbers. Hip hop is, gospel is, So I think that there's still that there's it's still deliberate for people to be releasing music, not only just because it's an extension to the music marketing campaign, but just for the sales of it. You know what I mean? It's still pulling in the numbers. You know.
No, I like that. I like that indeed. Thanks for that. Thanks for that.
Sure.
I want us to go to a song, Mr. Nutty Nys. Let's not exhaust your voice too.
Sure.
You probably still have to go and maybe talk to your partner, your kids, yeah, well. So let's not exhaust your voice in this interview and everything house music. I'll play a song that I think I bought last month, not too far ago.
Thank you, man.
Now we got you. I got you. Just like Lloyd. We got you. We got this thing. We have to. We have to buy the music. So I'll play Scent. One of the releases that you have on your website. And please, if you're in the space, if you never came across the Nutty Nys website, please do check it out. The music is very much available. It's called the nicehouse.com. Yes,
Yeah.
thenicehouse.com. Go check it out. The music is 20 Rand. Imagine that. I lent them 200 Rand. I'm a direct purchase, but I'm going to play Scent. But please do enjoy the music. Then we'll come back for more conversations. If you still have anything to ask, anything to say, please pop it into the suggestion box or come and grab the mic. Be welcome, please. Don't be shy. This is a very warm house. This house is very peaceful. This house is very peaceful. But please. No, sorry for that. Sorry for that. Let me start that from scratch properly. Please enjoy. And this is the Taints remix. My heart and my soul. 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 My heart
heart and soul. My heart and soul. My heart and soul. My heart.
And that is sent by Nutty Nys. You can get it directly on the website. The website literally has all the music. thenicehouse.com. And that is the Taints remix. That's the Taints remix. It's a very beautiful song. It's quite lengthy, but I thought I'd cut it short because today we have a couple of more hands than normal. So thank you to everyone. Thank you. Sure. Shout out to everyone for coming through. Next week, we're closing off Everything House Music with Cool Affair. So please do come through on the 30th of November. That's going to be the last show of Everything House Music, and it's been a wonderful year. So we thought we'd close off with a cool affair. So please come in through and join us. But for now, let me hand over the mic to Martino. Martino Ncha, welcome to Everything House Music. The platform is yours.
Yo, yo, yo. Good evening, ladies and
Later.
gentlemen, hosts, co hosts, and our wonderful guest, Mr. Nutty Nys. How are you,
Yeah,
sir?
what up? What up, dog? I'm good, man. I'm good. What's up?
I'm good. I'm good. You know, Papale said he touched, there's a question that he touched regarding about Amma sounds, and I wanted to get to that part later. Mara, unfortunately, you did touch everything regarding the sound because your sound it's actually hard to tap to Ubani Lona from Cafe Paris, Newness, and what's this other track? Wonderful. Ay. You won't even tell what this is one person. And now I keep seeing remixes by you, Taint, and I'm like, who's Taints? I wanted to ask who's Taints, and there's Purple also. Is it you or is it someone else?
Yeah, so Taints, Purple, The Observer, that's all me. So I think for me, you remember like, and I'm not the first one to do it. Like I know like people like Charles Webster, sometimes he would be called Presence, sometimes would be Furry Freaks, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
he's Megatonk. For me, the reason why I
Yeah.
use those monikers is because I think they express a particular creative identity. So that's why. And I think with the coming releases, I'm just gonna go more into those identities because for me, Taints and Purple are different in terms of what they're trying to say sonically. You know what I mean?
Yes,
From
yes.
99, that is. Yeah.
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 So February 1st, Alicia Keys was celebrating her birthday somewhere there. And that song turned out to be 2 years. It celebrated 2 years recently. I remember when you posted. The
Sure.
Promise. Yes, yes.
Sure.
You've done a lot of work there. What was all that about it? Kahle kahle? I need to know, was there a message to you, to someone else, referring to someone else, or what was that about? The Promise. I need to know.
There was nothing deep behind the promise. I don't want to burst your bubble or disappoint you. There was nothing deep, my boss. Like I said to I think to Voxman earlier, when I create music, I'm just chasing a particular feeling, a particular mood, and that was it. And so surprisingly, the promise has resonated with so many people. You know what I mean? And for me, again, I don't think that's a house song. Yes, it has that 4/4 beat, but for me, I don't classify it as a house song. I think it's more disco and funk. But that's besides the point. A lot of people, resonate with the promise, and sonically, the promise is not perfect, but it came out just the way I liked it, and people are feeling it, and by far, it's one song that has gotten me more streams than any other releases. Streams, sales, it's been up there. So there was no deep reason behind creating the promise. It was just one of the songs that happened to resonate with the tribe.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
me, like, yeah, it says a lot about, I don't know, maybe love or something, because I don't want to go into that part because Voxman always tease me with umuntu omqabanga kanjani when I wrote his name over there. But yeah, she loves that song. Yo, 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 yo.
Yeah,
She's
I mean,
mad about
because I
that
mean
song.
the song from which I
He said,
sampled the vocals is called "Handle with Care," and it's a soul song. It is about love,
mm.
So I guess that
It has a lot of
that
soul
that
and
that
like, sorry about that. Sorry about that.
no, it's so cool. So I was saying, yeah. So the original is called "Handle with Care," and it
Mm.
is about love, and it's from that era where, just from an engineering point of view, it just captured that mood back then. It's not it's not from a Motown stable, but it was from that era, So it captured that, But other than that, I had no other deep reason behind creating that song, bro. I just liked it, and I thought, let me just see, you know.
Yeah, for me, it
Yeah.
is so perfect. It is too perfect the way it is. Like,
Thanks, man.
there is a feeling, even when she says, handle you with care. Like, kanjani nje.
Sure,
Like,
sure.
man, it's
No,
soothing,
thanks,
it's
bro.
smooth. Like, yeah. Like, kahle, you know what you were doing, kahle. But I still don't get why. Like, okay, for me, I have a strong ear. For me, I have a strong ear to point out, Gucci, this is jazz well. You can't fool me. This is Ed Jazz. You can't fool me. This is Pablo
Yeah.
Bolivar. You can't fool me. But you, when it comes to like that one, Promise, Cafe Paris, Newness, like all that sound, you won't even tell. I mean, the first time when I heard Cafe Paris on Heat Refresh, I was like, with more papa ufuna ukusheza muntu bani, like
Sure.
ufuna ukwazi le ngoma and you want to buy it. Yeah, what? I was like, first time when it was played by Cat, and I'm like, who is this? And then later that night, he was like, I started off with Nutty Nys. I was like, when I went there to your website, I was like, oh, it's there. Kandidala iphumile le ngoma le. And it's still
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, one. So, but anyways, I mean, like your sound, man, it's so amazing. I just love how you do your job out there, man. You're like,
Nah, thanks, and course, bro. I appreciate it,
yeah,
man. Really do.
as
Yeah.
in, I'm not we got. I would say that.
Oh yeah, last much.
Sure. By the way, hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for the platform.
Sure, bitch.
Shout out Martino. Shout out to Martino. Thank you, brother, for coming through. You're supposed to be the first person here at the space, but you never. But it's fine. It's cool. It's cool. Mr. Nutty Nys, there's a question from Sabrina Child.
Yeah.
Sabrina Child, all the way in UK. She actually performed with Carrie Chandler. I think
Ah,
two
nice
weeks
one.
ago.
Gee
Yes.
whiz, I'd kill for that opportunity. Damn, because Kerry's one of my idols. So that's dope. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, legend right there. And we actually did have Sabrina Child on one of our spaces a couple of months ago now. I think it's sometime in August. So she's asking, um, would you consider collaborating with an artist outside of SA, like herself? So I'm guessing, yes, she's literally asking, perhaps, would you like to work with her, Mr.
Of
Nutty
course,
Nys?
man. I mean, that's not even a question. I think the next thing would just for me to get her email address and let's start working. Definitely, I'm all for collaboration, and I like what she does. So definitely, yeah.
Oh, thanks for that, Sabrina. I don't know if you'd like to grab the mic, perhaps, and have your say in this conversation. But that was a question from Sabrina. Another question from Kamal. Kamal is asking Mr. Natsinais, before I actually give the mic to other speakers, he's asking, um, what were you going through when you made Endless? Yes, thank you.
Which one is Endless again? Let me just quickly think. Oh yes. No, I do. Sorry. The guy. I'm trying to remember the name of the original artist. Give me a second. He did. Come on, Voxman. You know your music. Who did the original of who did it? Bob James? It's Bob James. Yeah. Um let me just quickly go. Yes, it is Bob James. Damn. So I love Bob James. So and I came across one of the songs. I mean, the album was called, the album that had, it's a time and space, or the end of times. I think it's called the end of times. I'll tell you now. Let me just. I think that was the album. Yeah. So the album, there was one of the songs there is called. Oh, the album is called Sign of the Times. Yes. So one of the songs there is called Love Power. And to check it out. It's a beautiful song, man. So again, for me, when I hear something that I think I can interpret it in my own way, I try and mess with it. And the way it came out with me was, I was happy with it. And again, that's another song that people just like. Out of the songs that I did. So Bob James is an icon. He's been sampled so many times across genres. So I think go check out the album called Sign of the Times. It's beautiful.
And that song, I think it has on sax Grover Washington Jr. If I'm not
You know what I'm
mistaken, right?
saying? Yeah, and I think somewhere even Herbie Hancock was part of the musicians there. I could be wrong, but it's just that kind of album. It's a classic. You know.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let's give the mic to Mick G Keys. We've had Mick G Keys a couple of times on our spaces. He's quite a vivid fan of the deep house space now. He actually even made a tribute song for us. So
Ah,
welcome,
dope.
Mick G Keys, to Everything House Music, brother. How you doing?
The brother is doing well, man. How is everybody doing? What's up, folks, man? What
Um, oh, Mick G Keys, I think maybe your mic, your earphones. So
yeah,
there's an interference that we're
is it
getting. There's
interesting?
some feedback that we're just getting, which is not nice.
How is it going now?
It's still there.
Still there? Okay, let me try to take the heads off.
Yeah, but I
Uh,
can hear him, so I guess he can continue. Yeah.
Nick Chiquiza is still there.
Sorry, I'm here. I'm here.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
Nutty Nys sithanda kanje la idea. Go ahead, brother. Go
Hey,
ahead.
show, what's up, the brothers and Miss LP and the brother Nati? How you doing,
Hola,
bro?
hola. Get on, boss. What's up?
Yeah, chill vibes. Hey, Jens, Unatine, I've never met him, but Iskime in Donayaki. I'm sure he knows about that, but it's not about that, Fandak. So,
Just Temba.
Brian, you know how it is, right?
Just Temba is a G, my man. That's one dope
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, no, uthanda ukrotman lakhe ngiyayibona lento ihambaphi. Bro, I I would like to ask this question. And I've been meaning to ask you this. Bengifuna ukukubuza kahle kahle nasesiphumile yabo. But
Hmm.
anyway, you've been into the industry in and out. I'm one guy who's been following you for, I think, the time we say hip hop cat number one delay.
Sure.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, man. Now that the music is has changed so much, we're revolving with times and all that. Mzansi asinaso i-stability or i-backbone ye-support ukuthi I'm a true fan of, right? Now with the experience that you have,
on the media in and out. Do you see soulful music? Basically, it's house, right? Soulful house, deep house, the sounds that we are all producing, the sounds that hey, ushaya ngenye inamba sihlanga sithi uTemp hey bekacabangani ke la uPranathi. Do you see that going into the mainstream and making it out as much as other genres are always making it in SA?
Um, I think to answer your question, let's first determine who decides what mainstream is. You know, for broadcasting houses, for radio stations, they first need to make money, and to make money, they need audiences. To get audiences, they need to put out content that audiences want to hear, right? So if the audience wants to hear piano, then that's what the mainstream will be. If they want to hear gospel, that's what the mainstream will be. You know, so we don't get to decide what the mainstream gets to be, or what quote unquote commercial gets to be. You know what I mean? And I really don't think that we don't have a backbone when it comes to support. You know, it's just a pity that now we're focusing on house music, but other genres have long-standing support. If you look at gospel again, if you look at traditional music, if you look at the African stuff, you know what I mean? It's the support has been consistent, you know, and now and I think with piano, I think piano is gonna be here for the long haul, bruh. So yeah, I don't think we determining what mainstream is not in our hands, you know, and maybe yes, at some point, soulful or deep house music will make its way back into the charts because that's what it boils down to for it to be classified as mainstream. But otherwise, if you look at everything else around the music, if you look at just the consumption, if you look at the support, if you look at the events, just the lifestyle around it, for me, it says that the scene is pretty healthy without being on TV or on radio. You know what I mean? So I think it's pretty healthy. Can it be bigger and better? Definitely, but otherwise, I don't think it's at a point where it's not great. I don't think it's there.
Yeah, sure. True that. True that. So,
Yeah,
and in terms of the supporters and making it bigger and better, do you
mm,
think we okay? Let me firstly start here.
yeah,
I get your point when you're saying we are not the ones to determine who makes it to be mainstream, and it's because the supporters or the listeners, the last end users of the music that we do.
yeah,
But looking at the numbers of producers who are looking up to Nutty Nys,
yeah,
people who are still stuck to Nkamudira,
mm,
who like I'd like to have a hit like that, and the last end users they are not aware of that person. How do we then, do you think, or there can be a way that we can go to that guy, sim push it in a way with Joe, don't worry, you also gonna make it out to the mainstream? Because if you're looking at the numbers at Mzansi, we have about 59 million people to 60 million people, but then
mm,
we're going to depend into having or creating a name and saying the mainstream based on less than a million people. Do you see that being fair for 18-year empower to lose faith in the music because Ipiano is banging in such a way that he does not see himself encouraged enough to make it to be a better one?
Yo, it's a tough question, but I don't think it's about being fair, man. That's just how things are. That's just the way it is. You know, not everyone is going to be a prince. Not everyone is going to be an AKA. Not everyone is going to be a Gabza. And that's just the way it is. If you look at just the odds, you know, the odds are stacked against everyone. You know what I mean? And again, it's the people who decide what a great song is or what a hit is. You know, yes, you can do your best and make a great song, but for it to become a hit, it's the people who decide. You know, and unfortunately, it's not a democracy. You know, so yeah, it's a tough one, but not everyone. Just, you know, not everyone is gonna be in the top two, let alone the top 100. You know, so that's just how things are, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. On the same breath, it's the people who decide. And now
Mm,
that we are on the social media, and we still, because I still believe that the end users, as much as I heard you mention the powers of social media, radio and TV, they're still playing a very huge role in Zanzi on who makes it or not. Because if
yeah.
you're not regularly on TV, you're not going to be trending on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. People
Sure.
are not going to follow you. So that means radio and TV, they still play that role.
Yeah.
And the playlisters, or I don't know who they are, the producers, the ones that are playing the music to
Mm,
be heard by the end users. I believe
mm.
that they are the ones who feeding the people to be saying, I mean, I love the Ngomalera, Yaga Nutty Nys, he
Yeah.
promises, I love this song, Yaga, Yaga, Yaga. So don't
Yeah.
you think, is there a system maybe that can be created for ukuthi siphule leya mpahla leyo ukuthi mina I feel like kumele kudlalwe umusic oso kungadlalwa umusic oso? Is there a system that can be created?
Look, the system is already there. You know, platforms like this one, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, the
Mm.
system is there. You know, if you remember, one of the biggest songs as a piano to blow up was not even on radio. I think it was called Gong Gong. I'm not sure if you know Gong.
Yes,
I'm a
it
huge fan
was
of
gone
piano.
gone.
You
Sure.
know, it was not on radio. It was not on TV, but it made it big because of the system that's already there. So social media is a big thing. I think look, but with commercial radio and TV, those are businesses, and they have every year they have strategic objectives that they have to try and meet, so that they make money, because the bottom line is all that matters, and they need audiences so that they can get advertising, and they must just give the people what people want. That's it. So the systems are there, and I know it might seem weird for me to say this, but don't do arts or whatever just for the sake of being in the top 10. Don't do that, because you're gonna be disappointed, bro. You're gonna be hectically disappointed. You know what I mean? But the
Mm.
systems are there.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you, bro. I hear you.
Sure.
To go back to the note that you mentioned earlier on about sampling and all that, companies going approaching you when you reach 1 million viewers. Eh, mina bangilandile 2020 when I was still doing Abu Davido remixes. Eh.
Bakulayile.
Bro, you have no idea. And people are vibing to that song. And by the way, I think that's another problem that I had, because even before I released that song and then I drop off for free, I
Mm,
approached, I did a formal email to Sony that, wow, I just did such a beautiful piece, masterpiece. I would really love to getting assist with how can I sign or how can I release this song. I don't want to make money out of it, but I would
mm,
love people to get to hear my interpretation of the song. I made a formal email to Sony, and to a couple of other artists who were distributed by Universal. And
Yeah,
then bang Plutika wonk. And then McG decided to you know what? Let me just take this song Fage with transfer link, put
yeah,
it on social media. And the song went viral, went to Ghana, and as a figure to the owners of the song. Banglanda ngama emails, but if you do not take it down, we will not
yeah.
sue you. I'm like, but I don't know how to because I did try to follow the protocol. So is there waiting period if you are sending an email, Guti Pranati, can I remix one of your songs that I really loved? Um, is there a protocol ukuthi umuntu ozobheka those emails ukuthi okay umake you send i-email uceda ucela ukuremixa 1 2 3 4 5
Mm.
or
The
bonke
thing,
bayasiblitika nje why
no, no, no. There is no, as far as I know, there's no protocol. There's no waiting period. The thing is, here's the thing, man. You can send a million emails, but if they don't answer emails, that's that. You know, it's nothing personal. That is that. You know, there is no, there's no criteria or like you're asking a protocol which they're going to answer in how many days. The companies are huge. Companies are focusing on the next money spinner. You know what I mean? And if I'm Nutty Nys and I remixed a song and I think that it's the best ever, you know, it doesn't matter in the great scheme of things, unfortunately, bro. Gabon. So, and you know, the thing is with music, it's such it's a personal thing. You know, people love music because it speaks to us on so many levels. We're going to tell us, so we feel that you know what we have to say, the world needs to hear it, but otherwise the world doesn't care, bro. Especially let alone especially the record labels, they don't care. You know, so if they don't answer your emails, it's nothing personal, bitch. That's just how it is, man. You know, that's just how it is.
yeah, it's not about you,
No, it's not. It's not.
it's about them making money.
Yeah. So if they don't see you as a profitable venture to get into contact with, then you know,
Mm.
yeah.
I think that's the problem I always had of me signing to certain companies back in those days when we were still doing music with the, I don't want to name drop, Beng Saba, ukuthi yo, I love ngiyosigna nabo da, and then bazofuna ukwenza 10 million ngami banginike 5,000. I don't want to do that. So,
But
but
but here's the thing, but
mm,
did you then maybe interrogate why it is that when you sign, depending on the deal that you sign, why is
mm,
it a label will get the lion's share of it? You know, there's a reason for it. You know, and I know
yeah,
the persisting idea is that record labels are crooked. That they're out there to hustle
yeah,
everyone out of their rightfully earned money, but it's not necessarily the truth because they're taking a risk. If they're gonna sign you on, they're taking a risk. They have to invest into pushing you into getting you out there. You know, so
sure,
for any business person, if you putting your money into a venture, it's a risk you're taking. So you got to get your rightful returns. You know, so
yeah.
they're not so the 80-20 split is not necessarily a bad deal if you look at what the investment is from both parties. We got one.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, no, I think back then it didn't make sense to me. But as I had to study the music business and getting to understand the craft of the art, what I'm doing and all that, it started making sense. Good. Oh, okay. It's not about you, kahle kahle. Talente lakho ukuthi ucula kangakanani, how good are you with your instrument? Is about can we take a risk with you and
Yeah.
pay
Make keys.
what we need
You
to
still there,
pay, but
brother?
still at the same time making sense to you. What
Yeah. So it's all about making money at the end of the day, bro.
Okay, I think we're losing McG keys. Right, Lloyd? Before I interrupt anyone,
Yeah.
With yeah, okay. We're losing McG Keys, but it's fine. McG Keys, wherever you are, please mute your mic. We'll come back to you perhaps when you are able to speak again. But for now, let's go to Murateng. Murateng K. Welcome to Everything House Music. The platform is yours. Please unmute.
Danke, Vox. Branati,
Eta,
how are you?
I'm okay, bro. What's up?
Good man, hell. Your music is my favorite sound. I listen to beats and things each and every day. Like, yo,
Sure.
man. I have a couple of questions. One is, I try to find the producers that do a similar sound than you, but I can't find them. So my question on that is, could you please give us maybe 3 or 4 producers which do a similar sound than you? Then my second question is that you used to release music with Miser.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why you guys stopped?
So can you ask the first question again? Sorry, I missed that.
Okay, my question is, I have tried to find producers that do a similar sound than you, but I can't find them. So, like, could you please give us maybe 3 or 4 of your producers that do a similar sound?
Yo, that's tough to answer because I like I said, if I were to say what my sound is, I wouldn't know where to start because for me it's about just chasing a particular feel and mood. We are one, so I wouldn't know where to start to say, okay, this dude does what the same sound as me, you know. So that's a tough question for me to answer, bro. You know.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
the second one.
Oh yeah. So for I think a period of about 10 years, Maza and I were co-owners of a label called Nice Maza. So we did productions together, and we stopped working together not because of a fallout or differences, just that life happened. You know what I mean? We took different paths in terms of personal lifestyles and just outlooks. You know what I mean? For example, I got married. I'm a dad before he got married. So obviously that resulted in a certain change of a lifestyle, and just outlook and planning for the future. So I mean, we're still tight. We still talk. We're still good, but in terms of working together, I mean, no union is necessarily forever. But yeah, so nothing else happened. It's just that we just went our separate ways in terms of the business side of things. Yeah.
Okay. My last couple of questions is that what has been the most difficult song to make? And secondly, I see that a lot of deep house DJs are doing a podcast. Are we gonna see you into the a podcast space very soon?
Yeah, maybe if there's a reason for it, yeah, that serves a particular objective, then definitely we are going to go. Because I mean, it's what the guys are doing now, Boloid and Voxman, is something that's still untapped in the country in terms of monetizing house music. So if there's a reason for it, then yeah, man, why not? And as far as the toughest song to do, I really can't think of any right now. I really can't think of any right now. Yeah.
My last question is to be: could you explain or give us the story behind Sunshine? What was going on? Because that song is the song that introduced me to the sound of Nutty Nys, and then from there I started loving Inertia. Then I got Bees and Things. Then I got The Promise, The Still. So
Yeah.
could you give us the story behind Sunshine?
So with Sunshine, the one thing that I wanted to achieve with it is that the bass line. I mentioned earlier when I started the conversation is that one of my inspirations musically is Mpaqanga. Ne? So if you listen to the bass line of Sunshine, you know that the way it's played, for me, it sort of like reminds me of how Mpaqanga bass guitarists they would approach playing the bass guitars. You know what I mean? So I swear, if you had to isolate that bass guitar and put a Maskandi singer over it, it would work, you know. So for me, I think I wanted to do that. I wanted to fuse that, and yeah, I think it came out okay, you know.
Thank you, Money. Please continue
Sure.
with the sound, the good music, and I hope next year maybe we'll get an album. Hopefully,
Nah, never, never,
why?
not a chance.
Like,
Not an album, bro.
is there a specific reason for you not like giving us an album?
Yeah, it's like why? For me, if I were to do an album, there needs to be a subject that I'm tackling that would need me to maybe expand on it over a few songs, let's say 8 or 10. You know what I mean? So there hasn't been a compelling subject for me to tackle thus far. You know what I mean? And I just don't want to release an album just for the sake of releasing an album. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Personally,
So
that's my take. You know?
okay, so um, have you ever considered making maybe an album or an EP which has a different styles of house music? Maybe you do a deep tech and then you do soulful and then you do lounge, then jazzy. Like, has that ever came in your mind to do like such an EP?
Yeah, I think one of my most recent EPs is called Whole, the whole EP. I think sonically the music there is a bit different because the title track Whole, for one, it's BPM. I think it's at about 109, and it's not a house song, you know. And the next song is called Cafe Paris Part Two, and again I think it's heavily influenced by funk, you know, funk and disco, you know, and the last song is You and I, the retake. So I think those songs sonically are different, you know. So, but again, you know, I don't want to be pulled into the conversation of deep house, soulful house, because especially for where the conversation is in the country, I don't think it's serving anyone, you know. Would say I make house music. I mean, I make deep house. I make soulful. I make deep tech. For me, it's I don't think it serves anyone. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Thank you, Hotman. I'm done with my questions. Thank
Sure,
you.
sure, pinch. Voila.
Bye.
No, shout out, Murateng. Thank you, brother. Thank you for coming through and adding your voice to everything house music on this Tuesday. Just to read out a few more, perhaps, comments on on the suggestion box. Comment from Chris K. This is just a thank you to Nutty Nys for producing such great music. I listen to it a lot when stressed. The sound and mood from songs like Ascend, Within, The Promise, Wonderful is also a favorite of mine. And others is a great just to chill out to. So that's a comment from Chris K
Thanks, bro.
to Nutty Nys. That's nice. We yeah. I think yes, we definitely need another time with you. Seeing that we've been doing this yearly from the deep house space to everything house music, probably sometime next year again. We definitely need to have you back on either spaces, so we can grasp more of the wisdom, more of the knowledge that you have. I also have so many questions, but I thought today let me give it to everyone else. I've been speaking so much this year. Because we're at the end, towards the end of the space today, this is the time when you can give us your last remarks. We actually have like 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
So please give us the last remarks, Inje. We thank you so much. We thank you so much. Yeah, before ring, thank you so much for your time.
Ah, no,
It
I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it.
it's never enough.
No,
It's never enough. It's not.
no,
And
no,
and
true.
ngiyabonga ukuthi uzipha namaflower yazi. Unathina recognizes our spaces, by the way, people. He does. He does.
No, but like I said before, it's important, man. And you know, for me, looking at just the landscape of house music in the country, you know, I'm hoping that we can get into a space where we monetize such extensions, you know, gainfully, you know, the content around house music, you know, more brand partnerships, you know, we need more talent or business management agencies that will identify, groom, develop talent, and link them up with business opportunities. You know, so such platforms like yours is key, man, and I'm hoping that it grows to be bigger. You know, because it's important. It's very important, and it plays a huge role. You know, in supporting and just introducing music to the greater masses. So every little thing that you do, I appreciate it, man. I mean, radio, even though quote unquote deep house is not mainstream, but you know, people like Kid Funk, people like Lulo Cafe, Just Mo, you know, they do a great deal in terms of pushing the music, yeah, and there's a whole lot more. You know what I'm saying? So that's important as far as mainstream is concerned. But otherwise, every retweet, every inclusion in a mix, every comment, I mean, it matters. You know, so I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
Shout out to the legend. Shout out to the legend himself. Nimzwile uThiyani each and everyone who's here for sharing the music, for retweeting, for posting. Shout out to you. Before I go anywhere further, Miss LP, any last words from you?
Last I checked, that was supposed to be the last one, but be that as it may, yeah, just thank you so much for everyone obviously coming to the space. I always say that without you guys, especially the listeners and then those who contributed, we really wouldn't be anything. And then very importantly, thanks to my co-host, my lovely co-host, as well as the man who's hosting us. We really appreciate you. And above everything else, Nati, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for
It's my
imparting all
pleasure.
the
It's my
wisdom.
pleasure.
I really feel like I know you now a little bit better, but more on a personal level, in inverted commas, just based off of the information that I was able to, I think, get today. And one thing I really appreciate about this platform is it really gives us, insights on, I think the people that we have on these platforms, more than just the music. So
Yeah.
now you get to really just connect and see who the person is. I think behind, the magic, behind the creativity. So really appreciate your time. And as Vox has said, hopefully we'll be able to communicate again in future in a similar platform.
I hope so too. I hope so too. Thank you very much. Eh?
Appreciate your time. Thanks.
Sharp, sharp.
Thanks, Vox man.
Thank you, Miss LP. Lloyd, the host of the Depot Space. On Friday, yes, on Friday, Depot Space, please come through. Karabo is there, Manando is there, Frank Roo is there. Some absolutely amazing music. Lloyd, come Mike and chat.
Are we? Are we? Are we? I think we're gonna have Nutty Nys next year. Next year, somewhere in February, somewhere there. Yeah, somewhere there. I think somewhere there. But we truly wanna appreciate you, Branati, for always being here, for always showing up when we invite you to our spaces.
No, thanks,
We've
gents.
we've
Thanks.
been dealing with people who, like, we invite them, then they don't show up, and then some of them don't even come back to say, guys, one, two, three happened. They just move on like nothing happened. I'm like, Fox, Joe, look at so and so. They're not even saying, guys, I had problems that I didn't manage to come through. But when
Sure.
as soon as we open, as soon as we open the space, you're here, and we truly appreciate you for that. And shout out to you, man. Keep pushing, Keep working on your songs. Keep surprising us with the
No,
production.
thanks, Jens.
And
Thanks, my friend.
you have quite a following on TikTok. Like you, I see, I
Hey,
see, I
man, I
see.
was surprised. Eh? I was surprised. Yeah,
You have fans lapayana here on these streets. Kid house head go TikTok or I think it's those that are transitioning from other genres and they're trying to grasp deep house and they're finding your sound more accommodating and meaning it to continue pushing lapayana on that platform.
sure,
That platform has its own algorithm eloring kairata. It's on Twitter, it's on Instagram. It
sure.
just it promotes you before it sees or halan. So yeah.
Sure.
Tango,
Akalebo
tango.
Bench. Akalebo,
I-
gents.
Itada.
To everyone else in the space, thank you so much. Thank you for coming through. See you next week with Cool Affair on the 30th of November, which is going to be the last Everything House Music show for the year. But before
Sure.
Vox. Oh, I think we'll be tilling load shedding, guys. It has to be.
10 o'clock on the dot.
Yeah, it has to be load
Okay.
shedding. It has to be load shedding. So yes, guys, on Friday on the Deep House Face we have Dan SA, we have Frank Roo, we have Manando, and we have Karabo. Um, they all dropped EPs, so it's gonna be fire. Come through, and on next week Tuesday, which is gonna be the last space for everything house music, we have Cool Affair. I'm so happy that we managed to have Nutty Nys, Ninima Looks, and we're gonna close off with Cool Affair, which is so nice.
Yeah, that's good. Also, Fabi Victor Duba.
Victor Dubai is so difficult. Joe, but we're gonna work on that. Next day, yes, too.
Anyway, yeah.
If I have to drive to Limpopo, I'm gonna drive to Polokwane or keep convince Rattler Space because yeah.
Right, right. But anyway, nonetheless, for me too, Mr. Nutty Nys, it's been wonderful having you here. And to the host, even if he's still there or still holding on, and to our amazing co-hosts, everyone else, keep it deep, keep it locked, and whatever you do, don't let your friends listen to bad music. And buy music. Nutty Nys has his store out there called the Nice House Music. So no Canada, straight to your email and then child. That's it. And I mean convenient energy. So yeah.
100%.
Lloyd, I think we should wrap it up. We're going to anyway crash. So thank you.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
thank you, everybody. Thank you.
We have like 10 seconds or 15 seconds remaining. Then the space is gonna crash. So yeah. I guess this is it, guys. Good night. Dango. I was gonna play a song while we wait, but I didn't connect any sound. Hey, Uvox Manian. Ah. Yo, shout out to Linda. Linda was a val. Shout out, bro.
Hey, you gotta check out his album. Hey.